Be Wealthy and Smart, episode 595.
I'm gonna live the rich life, full and best life. So if y'all know what I mean, put your hands up and declare with me. Yeah, I'm full of it. I'm gonna live the good life, beautiful and glorious life.
Step into a world of wealth and financial freedom without budgets, boredom, or bosses on Be Wealthy and Smart. And now, here's your host, Linda P. Jones.
Welcome to Be Wealthy and Smart. I'm Linda P. Jones, America's Wealth Mentor, empowering women and men worldwide to financial freedom. On today's show, we're going to talk about what if you're depressed about getting a late start. And I wanted to talk to you about this because recently I have been talking to people and I'm picking up this depression about the future that is really bothering some people, particularly women who are more middle-aged and feel like it's already hopeless, it's already too late, they are going to be destitute. Now, this is something that is 20, 30 years in the future, but they're already sure that they are doomed. And so I wanted to talk about this because we haven't talked about mindset for a little while. And I wanted to make sure that we're covering some things that will make you feel better if you are starting late, if you are middle-aged, if you are feeling like you're never going to make it, you're never going to have enough, you won't have enough to retire, you're feeling doomed already. Now, it doesn't really matter what age you are. You could feel doomed in your 20s, and some people do. You could feel doomed in your 30s, 40s, or 50s, or 60s, or 70s, or beyond. So it doesn't really matter what age you are. It's really about how you're thinking and what you're thinking. And so I wanted to talk with you and make sure that you're thinking positive thoughts and you are replacing any fear with something that is going to be constructive for you and just give you some ideas for how you might be able to overcome any of this troublesome thinking. So recently I was talking to someone who was 46 and she felt like she didn't make a whole lot of money. And she was very, very frightened of being destitute in her later years. And she felt like her future was already decided for her. It was already a done deal. And she didn't feel that there was any flexibility or any hope. It was really, really depressing. And she mentioned that she had been listening to another podcast that was saying, don't spend any money and you can't do anything with your funds right now. Get a second job and save all of that too. And the image that she was painting in her head was one of working 18-hour days and not having any money to spend, not having any time or fun or experiences. And I get it. How depressing would that be? I mean, that's no life. One of the things I like to say is you have to have some balance in life. And I talk about it in kind of a funny way, I guess, saying that you have one eye that I want you to have on today and one eye I want you to put on the future. And what does that mean? That means that you're living today, but you're also planning for the future. So you're being responsible, saving money, investing money in your 401k or other retirement plan for your future. You're getting that money to work hard for you, but you're also enjoying today because none of us have a guarantee that there's going to be a tomorrow for us. And unfortunately, none of us know when our last day on this planet is. And so it's important that you have a balance of living today while also being responsible for the future. In case you and I are lucky enough to have a long life, we want to be able to be financially secure during that time. So the one eye on today is allowing yourself to have some experiences, to find out what makes you happy, to do some things that are responsible with money, but also allowing you to get some enjoyment from it today. Now, that's not about going out and having a spending spree or being irresponsible or charging up all your credit cards. That's not what I'm talking about. But I am saying if you want to go on a nice trip, start saving and finding a good deal and using points for your flights or your rental cars or whatever you might need. Do all the things that you can do to save as much money as possible and be smart with your money, but also to do something you're really going to enjoy. Another thing I think is important is changing those fearful beliefs, those fearful thoughts, because that end picture that you're holding that has you being destitute, that has no outs, that has a gloomy vision, is not serving you. If you hold a picture that the future is really depressing, is really negative, then you're helping to create that to come true. Because our thoughts have much more power than we're told they do. And that was something I learned really young from Think and Grow Rich, was how much power thoughts have. So if you want to change your future, the first thing you want to do is get a different mental picture. Really picture something positive, see your future as something good, see it the way you want to create it, not what you're fearful of creating, but what you want to have happen, what you want it to be. And if you need to do something like create a vision board, I'm all for that too. A vision board is simply cutting out pictures out of magazines, pasting them on a piece of cardboard, and these pictures are not necessarily items. They can be things that you want, a particular car or house you'd like in the future, sure. But it could also be where you want to travel. It could be what you want to do for a living. It could be your life with a significant other or your family. It doesn't have to be just possessions. So creating a vision board can be a good exercise if you're feeling a lot of doom and gloom. I would suggest that you get out some scissors and some old magazines and do this exercise, because it will give you something positive to look at that will help you change that future picture, because you've got to get a new positive picture of your future. You just have to. The other thing you can do is use a journal and write down a description of your future. Just reinvent what that future is going to look like and get rid of all the negativity that you're thinking. If you had a magic wand to make it happen, and it would happen the way you say, write that picture, create that vision, and give yourself something really hopeful to look for. So I just wanted to share with you those thoughts. I think it's important to have balance in your life, to get some happiness today, to make money serve you, to master your money, not make money your master. If you haven't listened to that podcast, I suggest you listen to the one by that title, because ultimately money is a tool that should serve you. It's not something that you should be a slave to. And if that's how your thoughts are fixed right now, we need to change that. So if that's how you're feeling, listen to this podcast again, go back and do some new exercises. You can also listen to some of my podcasts about how to change your mindset and how to create affirmations using already true statements in between each one to trick your subconscious so that it doesn't argue with you and fight with you. And you can change your beliefs, and you can change those negative thoughts into positive thoughts that will actually start showing up in your future and in your present. We always work on mindset, even while we're doing more practical things like saving money or investing money or determining our asset allocation of our investment portfolio. We always are working on mindset, because that's where we can really get tripped up. Because if we have that negative picture, that's what we're creating. It has real power. So let's choose our future vision and make it positive and make it something that will inspire you. If you haven't yet subscribed to Be Wealthy and Smart, hit the subscribe button and you'll be notified as soon as new podcasts are available. And don't forget, to get my full library of podcasts, you need to go to my website at lindapjones.com/podcasts. And all of my podcasts are there. There's a search box in the upper right. You can search for any word, whether it's mindset or debt or asset allocation, whatever it might be, you can search for it and it'll pull up all of the relevant podcasts. And if you'd like to know more about my inner investing circle so you can get your money working harder for you and have financial freedom without complexity and without overwhelm, fill out the short questionnaire in the show notes. And I'll set up a mutually convenient time for us to talk and see if it's a good fit for us. That's all for today. Until next time, live the good life and be wealthy and smart.
Thank you for listening to Be Wealthy and Smart with Linda P. Jones. Share the wealth and tell your family and friends about the show. Check out our website, blog, and social media for more riches at www.bewealthyandsmart.com.